Appreciate y'all hopping on. My name is Stacey Rossetti. I'm the founder of REI USA, and REI USA is an online platform where you get to meet amazing investors across the country, and they are just teaching their tips and tricks on how to get started in real estate investing. And it's a I love the platform, and I'm very proud of it. And I appreciate you guys coming on and joining and hanging out. And if you're here and you're not a member, please. I think everybody here is members, but if you're not, then just check out REI USA and come hang out with us. So you can come learn from us. I like to teach the beginner investor session, and this is off for everybody that's like, okay, I want to get started in real estate investing, but I just really don't know what to do. I like to teach the beginner investor session, and that's so I can just answer your questions and just make sure y'all are on the right track. And make sure you know which teachers to go to so that you can learn from all of them. And every single teacher has has their specific things that they teach. So but that's what this session is. So I'm going to kind of get y'all started. Also, another thing is I wanted to make sure y'all sign up for the 3-day challenge. It starts tomorrow. Carson Ollinger is going to be teaching tomorrow. I already talked to him, and honestly, he is an amazing investor. He's an amazing investor, and he buys houses. He's been investing for maybe 5 years, maybe 6 years. I'm not sure how long he's been. Not really a long time, but he's done so many deals. He buys a lot of houses subject to, and then he flips them is what he does. He does rehabbing, and then sometimes he'll buy and hold them. And then he also owns mobile home parks. I just got off the phone with him just a little while ago, and he's bought 3 mobile home parks in the last like couple of months. All right, so he's just rocking and rolling. And another thing that he's really good at is creative deal structuring. He is so good at finding other people's money and utilizing it to buy property. So if you want to really learn creative deal structuring and the subject to, Carson is one of the people to talk to. Now, William Tingle also teaches this. He teaches creative deal structure. He is our creative deal structuring teacher. But Carson also does this. Carson just teaches the walk the flip session. And so he likes to teach people how to flip houses. But anyway, so he's gonna teach tomorrow for the 3-day challenge. It's at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So if y'all could get on, he's teaching the first, what is the first couple of steps that you should be focusing on in getting started in real estate investing. And then Jay and Annie Atkins, they're like super quiet investors. Like they're not guru-y or anything like that. I love our teachers because they're like not gurus, but like they're super quiet investors. They live in the Ohio area, and they are doing so much, but they're just not showy about it. They're doing so many different. They're doing vacation rentals, buy and holds, rehabs. They're just doing so many different types of deals. They lead the Ohio Super Group is what they do. And so if you're interested in Ohio, or you live in Ohio, then you definitely want to go check them out. But they're going to be teaching, how to build your team, what you should be doing to build your team. So that's on the Thursday, and then I will be teaching on Friday, and I'm just going to be teaching also like what are the most important things that you should be focusing on right now. So that's basically Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's just like to get you started, get you out there into the real estate investor world, and like start looking for deals. Now, if you guys could put down into the chat, because I know y'all are just listening to me, what y'all are focusing on. Have y'all been to any of the REI USA sessions? I would really like to know, like, which sessions have you been to? And really, of all the sessions and all the things that you've been learning, or what are your interests? What do you really want to do in the real estate investing world? So if y'all could put that down into the chat, I really appreciate it. Also, another thing is also, what are your challenges right now? So I know, are you guys newbies and you're just like, look, I have no idea what I should be focusing on right now? Or like, have you been getting out there and actually looking for deals, and what kind of challenges do you have? So if y'all could please just take a second and post that into the chat for me so I can make sure I can address all that today, because I want to make sure that you guys are always moving forward. Okay, so just think of this as kind of like a one-on-one coaching session. It's a one-on-four coaching session, right? And any challenges or any help that you need or anything that you want to focus on, let me know so I can tell you exactly what to do. Okay, that's what this session is about. And in the meantime, I'm going to tell you that in my personal opinion, the thing that you should be focusing on right now is marketing. And I see this all the time, marketing. So another question that I'm going to ask you, and you could post it into the chat, is what marketing are you doing right now in order to find deals? What types of marketing are you doing? So if you could do me a favor and just put that into the chat too, I would like to know, are you like not doing any marketing now because you have no idea what marketing to be doing? Or have you tried some sort of marketing strategy and it just didn't work? Or have you been successful at a marketing strategy? So basically those are my questions. My questions are, what are you interested in? What sessions have you done? Have you done any deals? What marketing strategies, and is there any challenges or anything that you need? So I don't see anybody typing into the chat. So if y'all could please do that, I really would like to make sure that I help you. Y'all just give me some topics to talk about. Let me just talk about them. All right. Just give me the topics that you need help with and I will talk about those. Okay. It's basically what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right. In the meantime, I already told y'all, I think the most important thing that you should be doing is finding deals, right? Finding deals. The only way that you can find deals right now is by doing marketing. That's it. All right. So we're going to put here your finding deals. So my question to you is, what are you doing right now to find deals? What are you doing right now to find deals? All right. You have to be doing marketing. You have to be doing marketing. All right. So now the question is, what marketing are you doing? Right? Or what marketing should you be doing? Right? So for me personally, there's 3 different types of marketing. 3 different types of marketing. Let's see. Let me write these down as I try to figure out my whiteboard. 3 types of marketing. 3 types of marketing. Free. Free? There's free marketing? Yes, there's free marketing. There is free, I would say free or almost free. Free or almost free. The second type of marketing. Is anybody listening to me? Because nobody's putting anything in the chat. So I just want to make sure y'all are there. Can y'all hear me? The second type of marketing is direct mail. And the third type of marketing is online marketing. Finally, somebody answered me. Finally. So we have own storage facilities and build a business for my family. Okay, awesome. So that's what you're interested in, storage. Okay, dude. I do the storage one. I think it's like maybe the last Tuesday of every month. So just so you know, so I teach the self-storage. I think it's on the last Tuesday of the month. So just jump onto that call. I'm not sure actually what day it is. It's just whatever day pops up on my calendar. Okay. But actually all this marketing, and that's the thing about the 3-day challenge, is like everything that everybody's going to teach applies to every single type of niche out there. And I was talking to Carson about that, and what he said was really good. He might use this analogy. but he called it the I guess he called it the tree trunk or something, where it's like, you know, kind of like the three-legged stool. I mean, there's basically a few things that you're doing to build up your business. And those things that you're doing to build your business up, you can do those. You're going to have to do those no matter what you're investing, what you're interested in educating in or investing in, right? So for instance, like marketing, you're gonna have to do that no matter what you're doing, right? And building your team, right? And you know, and these kinds of things. There's core things that you're doing in order to build the foundations of your business, no matter what it is. Okay, and marketing is one of them. Okay, so let's get into the 3 different types of marketing. Is anybody doing any marketing right now? Right? If you could tell me, that would be great. If you're not doing any marketing, then guess what? You ain't never going to find any deals. All right. So just so you know, okay, if you're not marketing, you're not going to find deals. Okay, 3 types. Let's do the first one first. Free. What are all the ways that you can market for free? All right. Well, guess what? I don't do any marketing for my storage facilities. And I find a lot of storage facilities. I talk to a lot of owners and they want to sell. So one of the ways that you can find deals, and this applies to any type of niche that you're in, right? If you can do what I do, which is door knocking. Guess what? That's free. All it does is just take time. Just takes time, right? That's what we do, is we drive for storage and then we knock on, like we don't knock on the office door, but we go into the office and see if they want to sell. Same thing goes for real estate investing. Okay. Same goes for residential. Just go to a house, any house that looks like a piece of crap, and knock on the door and see if they want to sell. And if nobody's answering that door because it's vacant, then you're going to be, you know, you're going to go and knock on the neighbor's door and try to figure out who the owner is, what's the story of that house, right? And I'm going to tell y'all, most of the time, I would say like 80% of the time, the neighbors are going to tell you the story of that house or what the people are doing, what happened or whatever, right? So door knocking is my favorite way to find property. And the only thing that it costs is gas money. That's it, gas money. All right, so how much money is it? Gas. So it does cost a little bit of money because it costs gas money, right? But you're driving around anyways looking at deals. You might as well knock on, if you're looking at deals, you might as well knock on neighbors, knock on other vacant houses doors or neighbors doors in the area and see if anybody else wants to sell while you're looking at that property, right? So door knocking is pretty much almost free. Yes, I said my marketing budget to find storage facilities is gas money. Okay. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, and I mean, I've bought every list out there. I've mailed. I've done online marketing. I've done organic marketing. I've done everything that you could possibly imagine. But guess what? The best deals are the ones that I get for that door knocking. They just are. So guess what? I just decided, like, going forward, I just know that I have to knock on a lot of doors. Another thing is cold calling. Okay, now buying a list costs money. We're going to get into direct mail in just a minute, but buying the list costs money. But essentially, you could essentially cold call for free. Cold call, right? Now, a lot of people are like, oh, I got to get the Mojo dialer, and they just dial and all this kind of stuff or whatever. You know, that all costs money, but like you can pick up the phone and you can call somebody for free. All right. And cold calling is also one of the best ways to find. It's really all the stuff under like free, man. That's like the best ways to find the deals. But it's just the most time consuming. All right. It's the most time consuming. Right. So when you think about marketing strategies, you're going to think of time and money. This one is going to take the most amount of time, right? A lot of time and a little bit of money. Okay, a lot of time and a little bit of money. Cold calling takes a lot of time, right? Another thing that you could do for free is you could do Craigslist. Right, Craigslist. So like going on to Craigslist and seeing if anybody's trying to sell their house and talking to them and see if you can buy it. Right, there's like for sale, like people list their houses for sale on Craigslist. Is people list their house on sale for Craigslist at Craigslist all the time, all the time. Now there's a lot of like realtors out there posting out as well too, but essentially you have to weed through all that and look for people that are trying to sell their houses for sale by owner. That leads me to for sale by owner websites. Okay, for sale by owner websites. Now, I have a student that almost picked up a storage facility on Craigslist too. You can even find commercial property on Craigslist for sale. Right? So don't discredit Craigslist, all right, to buy property. Okay. For sale by owner, this is really like residential, a lot not residential houses, and then like somebody's listing their house for free, or not for free, but maybe for very little to sell. So you can look on those websites and see if anybody is trying to sell in your area. Now, a lot of people will be calling, a lot of investors are doing this. This is like one of those ones there's a lot of competition on. There ain't a lot of competition on door knocking. That's for sure. All right. But definitely on the for sale by owners, like, as if you could, anything that you can go online and look for, right? That is all like going to be more competition. Okay, but it is free to look for properties there and look for properties. Okay, so Crexy, and now we all know that you can get access, or you can work with the realtor to get to look at the MLS, or you can search other websites for properties like that you can list your properties on. So there's the MLS, which is kind of like the go-to, but there's also a lot of other properties as well too. So just search houses for sale in my area and just see like what comes up, what websites and stuff, because there's a lot of, especially now. I mean, back in the day when I started 10 years ago, there was not a lot of stuff online, honestly. Like you had to go out and like door knock, or either look on the MLS or door knock or do direct mail. It's basically what you did. Now there's like there's so many different ways online for people to list their properties, even for free now. People don't I don't want to pay realtor fees, so I'll just like figure out some places to list it and see if anybody wants to buy it. Right. So figure out those websites, where people are listing their properties, whatever property that you want to buy. Like, let's just say you want to buy like a retail building or whatever. You could just Google like retail buildings for sale in my area. And then all that will just come up, and you just kind of have to sift through all that. So you can find anything by just Googling it, right? So I was going to say Googling. Now, free, like I said, free is a lot of time. It takes more time and less money in order to find stuff. But you can't discredit it. And especially if people are starting out and they don't have any money, this is what you got to do. Spend a lot of time in order to make some money. Then when you start making money, you're like, I'll just go pay for that, Let me go buy a list. Let me go get that fulfilled. Let me just put this thing online or whatever, right? But if you don't have a lot of money, then it's just going to take more time and effort to do to find anything. I can't think of anything else for free. Oh yeah, I know, I can think of something. Bandit signs. Bandit signs are another very, very cheap way to find property. So you could take a bandit sign and just post and just put that out that says like like, we'll buy your property. You see these Vegas signs everywhere, like, we'll buy, whatever. Tony buys houses or something like this, right? Call this number and put it out there. I said Stacy buys. My Bandit sign said Stacy buys houses, and when my number was 41977 Stacy. It was super easy, and I did Bandit signs like a couple of times, and then after that I was like, screw this, it's too much work. So, but some people, man, they just like, that's their thing, is Bandit signs. And then they'll actually, what they'll do after a while, once you like, they'll drive around, put them on Friday, pick them up on Sunday, do that until they just get tired of it. And then after that, you can actually hire a company to do that for you, because there are companies out there that will drive around, put your Bandit signs out, and then pick them up on Sundays. You want to do like a Friday to a Sunday is what you want to do, right? Because all the code enforcement people work Monday through Friday. So put them out like, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock on Friday evening, and then pick them up like Sunday evening before they come back to work. All right, so that is free. That's all the free stuff I can think of. If y'all can think of anything else, put it into the chat. All right, but that's free. And then we have direct mail. Direct mail marketing. This is what everybody does, right? To market, you buy a list and then you mail the letters out, right? This is the easiest way, because you could totally just delegate all this if you wanted to. So if you do have a little bit of money and you're like, look, I want to find some property, but I don't want to do any other work. That's how I think, essentially, right? I want to find property, but all I want to do is just answer the phone. I don't want to sit there and fulfill all these letters. Then all I do is I just I buy the list, right? You can buy a list from Karen. She's our list broker. That's a sponsor for REI USA. Just tell her that I sent you. Tell her, Stacy, I've been working with her for 10 years, and she does all my students' lists. Just tell her that I sent you. Okay, her name is Karen. She is the list broker. She's an awesome, awesome person. You're gonna love her. I tell you, you're gonna love her. I met her like 10 years ago when I first started. Thank God somebody introduced me to her. She became my list broker. She's supplied pretty much every list I've ever done. She's supplied every single one of them. But she's amazing. All right. This is like when you meet Jay and Annie, they're gonna say like, you need somebody on your team that's gonna be supplying your lists. Karen is the person to add to your team to supply your list for you, okay? And so now once you get the list, and she does different types of lists. Let's go through some of the lists that you could get. You can get absentee owner. Right? So somebody that lives in Georgia and owns property in Texas, right? So that's absentee owner, okay? You can get short sales. This definitely you need, if you're like interested, if you want to get short sales, you have to go to David's session, okay? That's what he teaches. So David Randolph is our short sales expert for REI USA and teaches how to do short sales. I'm gonna tell y'all, especially if you're on the residential side, if you want to purchase residential property over the next couple of years, Darlene's foreclosure sessions, how to buy foreclosure properties, and David's short sale properties are going to be two of the best things that you can learn. And also, as an REI USA member, you can go into the training sessions, go to the training session replays, all right? And the 3-day challenge that we did last time was like the 3 top marketing strategies you should be focusing on right now. And David taught, and Darlene taught, and Mike taught wholesaling. But David and Darlene, and those sessions were amazing. I'm telling you, amazing. So if you can take time to go watch those when you go into training sessions, it's just under 3-day challenge. The last 3-day challenge is there and you can watch those. Okay. And if you have not been to their sessions, Darlene's or actually I could put that down because that's one of them, foreclosures. Darlene. Okay, Darlene and David are going to be the teachers that you want to learn from. But you can get the list, the foreclosure list from Karen. You can get the short sale, you can get a short sale list from Karen. She calls these distressed properties. Okay, that's a list. She also does an FHA list. FHA loans. Why would you want to get an FHA loan? Because guess what? All those properties, they're going down the tunnel because there's nobody paying their mortgages, right? So FHA is going to be a very, very good list to get, okay? She can do, I think, you could talk to her and see, but other lists that you can get would be like probate. I'm not sure if she can do tax liens or not, but these are some of the lists that you can get. Probate, tax liens, evictions is a good one. These are really more kind of local lists, right? These right here. These are kind of like nation, like you go to a broker like Karen for those types of lists because it's like a nationwide, you can pull that data, right? Whereas like a lot of time probate is very local. And it's a pain in the butt to get probate. And people that sell probate lists, I'm going to tell you, they're not good. Probate is where you go down to the probate court in the area that you want to purchase in, and you compile that list, or you hire somebody to compile that list for you, because guess what? It's a pain in the butt, but nobody's doing it. So it's a very, very good list to get. Don't buy a probate list from a nationwide broker because all they're doing and all that data is like super duper old, probably a year plus old. I mean, they find that data. You want that fresh data. The direct mail marketing is really just a strategy, honestly. You got to be smart because otherwise you're just going to waste your money. Okay, so be really, really smart about how you, what strategies that you pick, but you need to really pick after all these things that we're going over, you really need to pick like 3 to 5 different strategies. All right, you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to buy some absentee owner and mail out, some letters and hope for the best, right? You need to have like 3 to 5 different strategies going at the same time, especially on the residential side, and especially nowadays, because guess what? There's just so much competition. There's so much competition. Another really good list, and I'm pretty sure because she does absentee owner, I'm pretty sure she can do a landlord list. Right? Landlords, tired landlords. And I'm going to tell you all, tired landlords are going to be very, very good for buy and hold. And especially good for, and also good for like Airbnb or arbitrage. Right, so if you're interested in Airbnb or arbitrage or buy and holds, highly recommend looking at like landlord lists and absentee owner, landlord and absentee owner. So I'm going to kind of swing that here because the absentee owner is really going to be a very good buy and hold list too as well, especially coming up over the next couple of years. Okay, because people just like they're tired of their tenants, so they're thinking they're going to either sell, or if you contact them, you say, look, why don't you lease me the place and I I manage it and I use it for Airbnb, like arbitrage. You could do that definitely with an absentee owner list or landlord list. Okay. Short sales and foreclosures, are going to be really good to do some flips. Right, really, really good for flipping. Distressed property. Now you have to think about these lists too, because there's different types of lists. Okay, so let's do that. Let's kind of dig a little bit deeper. Is that a list is either a motivated list or an unmotivated list. Okay. So if it's a motivated list, right, that means that it's going to happen fast. So obviously foreclosures, pre-foreclosures. Okay. Any type of a distressed property. Distressed property is going to be like bankruptcy, divorce. I can put those here so y'all can see. Bankruptcy, divorce, like medical issues. That's just, that's a distress property. You see what I'm saying? Like they're stressed, like they got some shit happening to them, right? Motivated, like I need to get rid of this house. I'm going through divorce and my life sucks. Okay, that's a motivated seller, right? You need to be able to know what you're doing on motivated sellers. A lot of motivated sellers. If you have a question, just put it into the chat because I can't I cannot mute you this time. I apologize. I screwed up. I logged into the wrong account. But anyways, just put it into the chat and I'll help you answer your questions. But yeah, distressed, motivated, medical issues. Like you can't go and get a list of like properties that have like medical issues, right? Because you just can't source it that way. So what they do is they source it like, is there some sort of a lien on the property, or is there some sort of issue, or is there some sort of like credit issue? So I don't know how she kind of does. I don't know how Karen does it, but somehow she creates these lists where people have issues like credit issues or like medical issues and stuff. She puts these lists together, which are really, really good lists. Okay. So distressed properties, so motivated foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, distressed, motivated. What else is a good motivated seller? Unmotivated is going to be is probate, maybe like inherited properties. I would say like an eviction. Evictions are motivated. Any type of a lien on the property is motivated. Okay. Probate, inherited, absentee owner. Tired landlords, so landlords. Vacant homes is a good list. You can get this one from the county, but then you have to scrub it, which kind of sucks, right? But vacant homes. So these are unmotivated. So you have motivated versus unmotivated. If you start really thinking about your direct mail marketing campaigns and how you want to set this up, the motivated seller is most likely, I mean, they want to sell that, they want to buy that money, they want to sell that house fast. Like with the next 30 days, they have to get rid of this house because they're going into foreclosure or whatever, right? And so so you have to be very good at creative deal structuring, very good at like coming up with money very quickly. Okay. And there's a lot of people out there, like for instance, Carson or William Tingle, that they only focus on distressed properties, because what they want to do is they want to put those properties under contract as a subject to. Okay. Subject to, don't ask me about subject to, because you can ask Carson and William about that. Pretty much probably anybody, but like Carson, subject to just means that you're going to start paying the mortgage. You're just going to start paying the mortgage, and they're going to hand over the deed. It's kind of like cash for keys. I know a lot of people always say, what the hell is cash for keys? Cash for keys is essentially doing creative deals, some sort of a creative deal structure where the owners literally just hand over the keys to the house. And they're just like, look, I gotta step away from this house because it's just ruining me for X, Y, and Z, right? You don't hear about that a lot in the peak times of the market because everybody's like, oh, my house is worth $1 million right now, right? And it's only worth like 250. But as the market gets worse and worse, and it will, all right, it will get worse and worse. You'll hear a lot more of cash for keys, subject to creative deal structuring. So it's good to know about this. And especially when you buy a list that's a distressed seller list, then you can do like a subject to or some sort of owner financing. When I say creative deal structuring, owner financing, subject to cash for keys, these kinds of things is what you can do on that side, on that kind of on those kind of deals. And the unmotivated sellers, I mean, honestly, most of the time, I would say most of the time, every deal I've ever done has been an unmotivated sell for me. I don't really focus on distressed properties. And the reason why is because I'm just too slow. I'm too slow. I'm unmotivated to do anything, really. Most of the time, I just want to like hang out and do nothing. Right. So it just takes me a long time to do stuff. All right. So I used to grind. I used to be all like, let's do this. Right. And now I'm just like super lazy. So I focus on unmotivated sellers most of the time. And the reason why is because I like to have a long closing date. I like to be like as far out as I possibly can. That's why I focus on storage and land, really, is because you can land, you can close that thing in 6 months to a year. Land takes a long time to sell. And then you put that thing under contract for 6 months. Guess what? You have 6 months to figure out what you're going to be doing with that property. You could keep it yourself. You could find somebody else to buy it. You could find a partner to come in. You can go out and find the money. I just like to have really long due diligence periods, long closing dates. That's just my personality. Guess what? I'm a storage facility owner and I'm unmotivated. And guess what? Every storage facility owner is like this, right? Now, in the commercial real estate world, I would say like a retail buildings. That's a motivated seller right there. That's a motivated because they got their mortgage. I have one guy right now that he was looking at a retail, he was looking at to buy a retail building. Actually, the owner wanted to lease the retail building to him and he was going to put a storage facility in it. And they're just like, and so there's a lot of creative deals out there for, like I said, for distressed property. That's on the commercial side too, as well. So don't discredit commercial. All right. You can even do creative deal structuring on the commercial side, but yeah, so on the motivated side, the unmotivated side, so probate, right? They don't want to sell that house, right? Inherited property, that's their grandma's house, like they don't want to sell it, right? I had one seller that like I got a hold of him. It was a year later after the grandmother had passed, and it was his grandmother's house. And he was like, and I sent him a letter and he was like, yes, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to sell. And so I said, okay, meet me over at the house and we'll walk. There's just timing, really. And I walked over and I went over and I looked at this house, and the house had not been touched or changed or anything since the grandmother had died a year ago. But she was one of those people that had like all those little trinkets, those little tiny trinkets of like rabbits and like, I don't know, whatever, like, dolphins and stuff. And they're like in these like glass, shelving things and like everywhere. Like it kind of reminded me of that one movie. What was the one? It was like the scary movie where the guy like got into a wreck and then like the lady put him into the bed and then she was like smacked him and like he had to stay in bed. And then he got out in that wheelchair and he was like rolling around and he hit the corner and then the little trinket fell. That is what it reminded me of, this house. I was walking through and I was like, oh my gosh, this house is so scary. And he was like, you could tell that he was on the verge of tears for this house. Like he was like, this is my grandma's house. And then after we like walked through, it's like after he walked through the house and I took a look at it, I was like, okay, yeah, I can offer you blah, 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 whatever it was. He was like, you know what? I've been thinking about it and I really just don't know if I could sell right now. Right. That's probate. That's inherited properties, right? They're just totally unmotivated. And so when you think about these letters, I know I'm rambling, but when you think about these letters, what I'm saying, and like when you're thinking about what you're going to be sending out to these letters, which is also the part of the strategy of doing direct mail, is that you're not going to be sending the same type of letter or postcard to both of these types of people, right? The motivated side, the unmotivated side, unmotivated. I'm going to tell y'all what they want is they want to connect with you. They want to know, like, and trust you, right? They want to know that they can trust you with this property. That's what they want, right? So when you send out your letters or your postcards, you have to convey this. So your letter and your postcard has to be like super duper 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 personal. All right. So my letters are always like, hey, my name is Stacy Rossetti. My husband's name is Pete. And together we're very interested in buying your property. We drove by your house and we love it so much. And, we just got married. We're looking for the house that we want to, raise our children in. So we have a dog. We have 3 dogs right now, and your backyard will be perfect. Right. And then I have a picture of like me and Pete and like our 3 dogs. This is before Lillian was born. This is what my letter looked like. And I would get people calling up and they'd be like, hey, this is John. You mailed to me about your house. I just love the picture of your family. I'm so happy about you and your husband. That's what the voicemails would say. Because I never answer my phone. I always just want everything to voicemail. Because like I said, I'm lazy, right? So but anyways, I'm telling you, and even on the storage side, my letters are super duper personal. Right. And we even like on the storage side, and this is something that you can do on residential or storage, put a picture of their house on the letter. They want to see that which house they're talking about. So my point is that unmotivated letters are super duper personal. Unmotivated postcard. And actually, you really don't want to send out postcard to these people. You want to send out a letter, right? So you want a personal letter. Okay. On the other side, the motivated seller, right? They don't give a 2 cents about like you or your life and your dogs and stuff. They want to get rid of their property. All right. So they want that letter, or even you can do a postcard, but they want the step-by-step process of what it's going to take to get rid of that property. And it has to be in 3 steps. Right, whatever it is, like give me a call. Hey, this is Stacy Rossetti. I want to buy your facility right now. I've got cash to close. All you have to do is just do these 3 things and I will help you to close. Step 1, can you call me? And step 2, can you do whatever, just come up with like 3 steps or something, and like they want something that's like, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's get rid of this house right now. Step 1 could be like, call me, step 2, or text me, right? Do text as well. If you put your phone number on there so you can get a text. And then step 2 is like, let me come out. I'm just going to have to come out and do a quick assessment on your house. And step 3, I'm going to send you an offer. That's what they want. Motivated sellers, they want an easy peasy lemon squeezy 3-step process. Right? So that's what they want on their letter. And you can put the house on there as a picture if you want that too, so they know which house you're talking about. But they don't need like your dog and your family and stuff like this, right? They want the 3-step process. Okay. So that's the difference between a motivated and unmotivated seller when you're sending out your marketing for direct mail marketing. Okay. And I would say you need to be doing at least 200 letters a week. 200 letters a week. Okay, so 50 letters and mail them out and see what happens. Just ain't going to cut it. All right, so guess what? Direct mail marketing costs money. We all know that, right? So less time, more money, right? right? That says money. Okay, good. Less time, lots of money. All right. So that's basically how that works on the direct mail marketing. Put any questions that you have in the chat for that. Finally, we are going to go over online marketing. Online marketing. Okay. Online marketing is going to be less time. Actually, it takes a little bit of time, honestly. Let's erase that. It's both. It's time, oops, and money. I guess I should do this. And they're like, Stacey, well, why the heck would I want to do like more time and more money? Guess what? Because these leads are hot, hot, hot. Hot off the press. These are your leads. So when I say online marketing, essentially what I'm saying is that you are paying for leads to come in. All right. And what you'll do is work with like an online marketing company to send you leads. Okay. It ain't cheap. All right, but it's not really that much more than direct mail marketing, honestly. It really isn't. It does take a little bit of time to set up. I have a student that went through the process with Carrot, and I have Carrot, and I prefer Carrot. Carrot is, I'm telling you, one of the best companies out there. If you want to get into marketing, online marketing, which I prefer, because guess what? Like once you get this thing set up, it costs money, but it's like the absolute easiest way to get leads. And guess what? Y'all know I don't like working, so I just want the absolute easiest way. So I'll pay a little bit of money and spend a little time getting that all set up. Okay, so with online marketing, you'll use a company like, let's see if I can get this going. Yeah, Carrot, which you can get an REI USA discount for being a member by just going on to the REI USA website and go under partners. So just so y'all know that, REI USA, and then go to partners. And then they'll do like a demo for you. And what they do is they create a website for you. So you will have your own website, and then they do the back end. They do the back end marketing, like the SEO and like getting your leads and stuff. And then you just pick whichever zip codes that you want to focus on, and it's going to cost, I mean, essentially direct mail marketing is going to cost you about $1,000 a month, and also Carrot would cost you about $1,000 a month, right? And it's going to cost you about $1,000 a month. Now that $1,000, good storage plug, okay, yeah, that $1,000 is going to be about 10 leads, right? I'll just erase this and do. Okay. Now this is for residential. You cannot do this for commercial, but if you want to do residential, this is a great way. But see, what happens is that you pick your zip code, and then anybody that goes, and then you pick out your keywords, like, sell house fast. You could say like sell house fast Atlanta, or sell house fast Nashville, or sell house fast. Like you probably won't be able to do like big, huge cities or whatever, but like you would do like your area, like sell house fast, Jasper, Georgia, or something like this. When somebody goes in and says like, hey, I need, like, how do I sell my house fast? You're the one, like, essentially they're like a marketing and syndication like site for you. They're the ones that are doing all the back office SEO and everything for you to get you those leads. And you get about 10 leads in a month. And what happens is like they fill out a form, and then you, like, they'll fill the form out with all the questions that you want answered, and then you just get an email notification that somebody wants to sell their house. I mean, essentially that's all it is like they fill the form out and then you get the notification. As soon as you get the notification, you just give them a call. And you say, look, hey, this is Stacy. I got your lead. Like, I'm definitely interested in buying your property. When can I, can you tell me a little bit about it? Can I come out and take a look at it? Right. And that's how online marketing works, is that you're just getting those leads in. It's different because you're only getting 10 calls in a month, right? Or something like this. You could pay more. You could get like as many leads as you want. You just pay for it. And the more money that you pay, the more leads you get. So it goes down. But roughly, if you have $1,000, you get 10 leads. And then you pay, you talk to them on the phone and you go out and you just get these leads funneled to you. So you're not doing anything, which is getting the leads funneled to you. Like there's no buying a list, sending it to a fulfillment company, and then answering the calls, right? And just calling and talking and calling, and then people screaming you out, screaming you and all this, like, and then actually this online marketing way is the perfect way for somebody that has a full-time job. If you have a full-time job and you're like, I don't want to be answering all those calls all the time. I don't want to be driving around putting out bandit signs because I got things to do, right? This is the way for you. This is the perfect way to find leads, because they just get funneled to you. So I highly recommend that if this does like intrigue you a little bit, to set up a demo with Carrot, and then you can just see if this is your thing. This is the new way of doing marketing, is what it is. And honestly, the truth is that there's not enough investors that do this. They all just buy a list and just mail out, right? Guess what? So everybody's getting all these letters. I do like Karen's letters better because she does get better lists. All right. She gets very, very good lists. But still, like, I mean, people are still getting calls and all the time from people, letters and calls, so like you have to think outside the box a little bit, and this way is definitely outside the box. It does take time to set your website up and get everything on the back office set up. It's going to take a good couple months for this to get set up, but once this gets set up, it's like a machine. I'm telling you, it's machine. And Carson, this is something that you can ask Carson about. Carson uses Carrot, and he's closed, I think, almost 100. I'm not counting the mobile home parks, probably about 100 houses in the last like 3 to 4 years. And all he does is use Carrot. And he started out with $1,000 a month, and then he would close one deal and he would up his marketing. He would close another deal and up his marketing. And he would spend, he spent like $10,000 a month on Carrot, but he would close so many deals. And he would close them all subject to. So all his money would go to marketing, and he wouldn't have to put any money into any purchasing of any deals. He's a machine. So I highly recommend that you listen to him tomorrow and just go and introduce yourself to him. Okay. But online marketing is the way that I do things. All right. This is why all y'all are here for REI USA. And I think it's really the way that everything's going to be turning, so it's good to know how to do this and understand how to do this. This would be a great thing to build the foundation for your investing business as for what's to come, because everything is eventually going to be online anyways, right? Most of the stuff. So might as well learn now, right? Anyways, all right. So that is the final thing about marketing. That's going to be my spiel for today, is you should be focusing on marketing. If you're not doing marketing, you're not going to find any deals. So out of all of these sessions, what I would like, I mean, all of these different strategies, what I'd like for you to do is figure out which 3 to 5 of them you can start focusing on getting started. Okay. And then once you do that, try to do, that's your homework for this month. If y'all get out there and get some marketing strategies going, come back next month and tell me what y'all are doing. Also post it in the Facebook group. Say, hey, like everybody, I'm just letting y'all know I just set up my bandit sign campaign, or I just went out and bought a list and I'm starting to mail out and this is a win, right? And post it out, let everybody in the group know, right? But essentially you need to be doing something with marketing. Going online and looking for deals is just not going to cut it anymore. Okay, it's just not. All right, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I hope y'all have a good month. I'm here for y'all. If you have any questions, post it in the Facebook group and just tag me and I'll be there for you, okay? All right, take care everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.